is that we're not going to give you guys the oxygen and talk shit about you and say your name. What we're going to do is we're going to go behind the scenes, get the legal people to do it for us, and then they're going to hit you guys where it really hurts your pockets, okay? You make a hit piece on us, we're going to hit you back, but legally. We're not going to give you guys the oxygen and talk about you and say your name and give you the clout that you want. We're going to hit you where it hurts, all right? Make videos on us. There's consequences to it. You know what I'm saying? Many big YouTube channels do this. If you use their stuff and copyright, they're going to hit you with a strike.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Allende from Authentic Alphas again. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to review this video with Fresh and Fit and the Tim Pool podcast. I find it very interesting because it's confirming my prediction for the whole copyright claim fiasco. So we're going to take a look at that in real time. Also, these dudes straight, once again, laughingly admit to being frauds. So what do you expect? Let's check it out.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of guys, a lot of people in the super chats who are mad at you. So I'm going to read them, all right?
Let's go.
Let's see if you guys are.
Sheesh.
I'll read the first one. Alex Corey says fake and fraud.
Oh,
nice.
clever.
Awesome.
Hey, we're here to scam. That's what we're here for.
Scammers unite.
Oh, so you admit it?
Huh?
I said, oh, so you admit it?
Yeah, we're frauds.
Yeah, frauds, man. At this point.
Well, there goes that double-edged sword that we call super chats. See, Fresh and Fit love to make that money off them super chats. The thing is that people get to say what they really mean and what they really think in those super chats, and they will be read one way or another. So, you know, aside from the nervous laughter, I want you to look a little bit deeper at the body language and what's really being said here. Now they're admitting that they're frauds laughingly, like it's a joke. Well, I'm going to tell you who shouldn't think that's funny at all. All you Fresh and Fit subs. You guys buying DMs on demand. You guys buying his BS fitness program. You guys spending all this super chat money. Those are the guys that really shouldn't find this funny at all. But these guys seem to think it's hilarious that they've scammed you out of so much money in less than a year. And now that people are criticizing them openly, what Myron is upset about is not the defamation of character and the slander and whatever he claims, because it's not that if it's true. It's that by criticizing him openly and making that a public discussion, we're impeding upon his ability to hustle, scam, and manipulate new subs. That's what their issue is, that they can't scam new people, because when you put in Fresh and Fit on the internet, what's coming up is how fraud they are. So that's, you know, why he's so upset about that. But God bless, man, these people in the super chats putting the pressure on them. But let's go ahead and see a little bit more.
Alex Jones,
Man, they are really trying to destroy that guy for sure, man.
It's just sad, man.
He'll be able to fight it, man. Like, they're going to need a lot to be able to go through his stuff, man. His reasonable expectation of privacy is high in what they're trying to get. So they're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get his stuff, and he'll be able to get a legal team to fight that off. And then also with the Trump thing, I want to say this. Sorry not to cut off the super chats, but I think he'll beat that state case. If they actually do bring fraud charges against him, I think he'll be able to beat it with his legal team.
But they're going to try and jam him up to stop him from running, you know what I mean?
You're right.
No, Myron. You are not going to change the subject. Let's get back on topic, bitch.
You're right.
Let me just say one thing too. For a lot of people who are super chatting, they're asking vaguely about something that you guys are accused of doing that I don't know anything about, and they're super chatting as if I would know what it is. But I can ask you just the simple one. Adam Griffin says, "Can you ask why these clowns tried to take down Abba and Preach with fake DMCA strikes?"
What?
You want to go into it?
So
basically, we have a lot of people that talk about us on the internet, and some of it is slander, some of it is defamation, and using our content in their videos. And we're like, okay, cool. We've waited out for a while for you to stop. You're still doing it. So, you know what? Cool. Now we're going to take legal action against you because obviously you're attacking our character and our integrity. So at that point, hey, it's all fair game.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Simply put, if someone breaks into your store, right, and takes a broom off, you have a hardware store, takes a broom off the shelf and starts beating you with your own broom and won't leave and does it for 4 months, what are you going to do?
Well, you can't file a DMCA over it.
Apparently not.
All right, so let me just touch on what my prediction was, and let's get it out the way early because there's a lot more to unpack in these clips. So when I first got my copyright claim, and then I kind of read a little bit more through the thread and kind of saw how YouTube was reacting to the lawyers about it. Then I spoke to some other content creators that had also been hit with that. And the first thing that came to my mind is Myron can't possibly be this stupid, because I think he's relatively intelligent. But every action obviously is going to have some type of response or reaction. So for someone that's constantly lying and trying to manipulate the narrative to come off a certain way and look a certain way and convince these subs or whatever he's trying to convince them of, I thought to myself, he must be thinking how other people are going to perceive this. Not only the subs, but all these guests that he requires, in order for his show to even be something. Let's face it, his show is a combination of bringing the women on. That's the safety net, because people are always going to watch as long as there's pretty girls. And then the other thing is bringing on these guests that have clout and reputation, or whatever the case may be. Now, as far as tricking the subs, I guess they're pretty good at that. They're holding on to whatever, naive, easily fooled subs they have. But as far as the other content creators and celebrities that he likes to bring on, they obviously are not going to feel too good about this. You throwing this copyright claim around. I already gave the analogy. That's like you selling dope, but you over here calling the police on other guys that sell dope that are your competition. It's come on, it's bro. You can't even get any lower than that. So if you're doing that to other content creators, and you yourself as a content creator, you're talking about being silenced and censored and whatever, and then here you are trying to silence other people. Not only are you trying to silence other people, but you're lying to do that. So it's even worse. It'd be bad enough if you're calling the police to snitch on another dope dealer, but how you gonna call the police and lie to them on another dope dealer? So my prediction was the same people that he's begging to come on the show, because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you right now. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Myron is a two-faced person, because the image and the persona that he gives to these people over the phone and through email and whatever, as him and Fresh are trying to convince them and incentivize them to come on the show, is not how they talk about these people when the cameras is off, right? So you're already selling yourself as something else to get these people to come on. Well, guess what? Now you're exposing how you really are and how you really operate and how you really think. And at least 3 of the people that you filed these copyright claims on, these fraudulent copyright claims on, were people that at one point in time you had on the show as guests. So that really doesn't look good when it comes to booking new guests to come on the show, that you've waged this copyright crap, you've weaponized it against other past guests on your show. And here goes Tim Pool, which, if I remember correctly, I think he's been on the Fresh and Fit show before. And he's here telling you in real time that you're tripping with this bullshit. He's being nice about it, but trust me, he's really looking down on Myron with this one.
So he's getting reversed or what?
Yeah, it's a long story, but
it's really not a long story. Short version, you tried to weaponize the copyright claim, and you only succeeded with smaller channels. You failed at the bigger channels that you really were trying to take down. It's not that complicated. It's not a long story. But we can make it a little bit longer. We could definitely do that. I find it interesting that women tend to use these tactics that Myron uses. It's almost like he thinks, acts, behaves like a bitch.
basically,
Simply put, the challenge is, when it comes to public figures and defamation cases, it's really hard to win.
it is.
Yeah.
But, look, I actually tell people, we've got people who rip off our members-only content, which is actually probably not fair use. So if I downloaded your video and then I started just playing clips while commenting on it, it's fair use. It's very difficult. This is where people are. So one of the questions about copyright infringement and fair use is, are you infringing on someone's market? And so
that's what I was going to say, because fair use depends on different countries. It's different depending where you are. But a big thing on fair use, where it hurts your ability to get protected by fair use, is, are you hurting that other person's ability to profit from their own product?
But this is specific. It basically means, like, if you're a photojournalist and you sell photos for a living, and then you post a sample on Twitter and you say, to license this photo, buy it here, and then people start posting it everywhere, now you've got copyright infringement, because even though it's online, even though it's newsworthy, and even though people are commenting on it, they're infringing on your market because you directly sell this content, which means you said, license it from me. If you guys do a publicly available show and people post it and comment on it, you got no case. You can't DMCA.
I mean, it depends on where you are. I will just say this, just so we can put a bow on it, is we successfully removed a bunch of videos on that that were not protected by fair use, that were doing the same thing.
What you succeeded in doing was getting some smaller channels taken down that were either too small to defend themselves and didn't have a YouTube rep or what have you, a course to respond, or they were just taken down before YouTube caught on to what you were doing. So that's what you successfully did. That's your little bow in it. Okay, so all you proved is that you're a lying, manipulative bully that will abuse any type of system to get an advantage over people. Although you used to work for law enforcement, which really looks bad. But to me, that's no different than you saying you succeeded in throwing out some girls off the podcast. Yeah, but Some of those girls stomped on your foot. Some of those girls kicked you in the shin. Some of those girls slapped you up in your face. Some of those girls pushed you. One of those girls spit on you. And I'm pretty sure any day now, one of those girls is going to have a dude beat the dog.
You know, it is what it is. You know, we don't have any animosity towards these guys. It's just like, hey, man, we don't attack anyone else. We don't make hit pieces on anyone else. Anything that was put up was taken down out of respect to those other content creators. And for people to continue making content on us negatively for months on end, it's just like at some point, it's like you got to defend yourself, right? Make videos on us. There's consequences to it. You know what I'm saying? Many big YouTube channels do this. If you use their stuff and copyright, they're going to hit you with a strike.
I've got people who go to timcast.com, take those behind a paywall, publish them on, online, and then comment on them. Now that's the line. I don't go after them still, though. Like, they take clips out of context, they make stuff up, I just ignore it.
I'm pretty sure none of us are surprised that the cap never stops with these dudes, especially Myron's lying ass. But apparently, no, Myron, that's not how bigger channels handle it, and they don't do it all the time. Tim Pool just confirmed that. So unless you're talking about like Donovan Sharp, misusing the copyright claim, or you're talking about Solo 84 or something like that, maybe the guys that that are encouraging you to use that disgusting tactic to quote unquote defend yourself. But then again, you're the same guy that needs a gun for a fist fight.
No, it sucks, man. I mean, I saw the clip, it sucks. I mean, if you apologize, great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you apologize, hey, people make mistakes. We're all human.
And look, we're human, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, like, we take a lot of criticism being online, so it's tough. It's not easy.
Oh, boo-hoo. Everybody makes mistakes. It's not easy. I guess this is the part where we're supposed to feel sorry for Fresh and Fit again. Although there are many people still waiting on these so-called apologies, Myron. Yeah, well.
Remember when cops showed up to a woman in New Jersey's store because she was live streaming on Facebook things she had for sale, and they said, "You're not allowed to run your business. Got to back the blue, right?" Man, I could go on and on and on, couldn't I?
Yeah, situations like that are just terrible, man. Because now you're infringing on people's ability to make money, to live. And it's crazy because, I mean, I'm originally from Connecticut, so I definitely are familiar with the city and how New York City politics are. And here's the other thing too: people are kind of realizing, wait, say your name. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go behind the scenes, get the legal people to do it for us, and then they're going to hit you guys where it really hurts your pockets.
So let me get this straight. When other people, cancel culture people, and hurt their pockets, it's wrong. But when Myron Gaines does it, it's just defending himself. That's cute. Well, one thing I do remember about people from Connecticut, up in New York, we tend to look at them as soft. Is that why you soft, nigga? Because you from Connecticut?
I'm literally researching. I'm like sitting here, and I'm pulling up Ukrainian prosecutorial documents in my office, trying to learn about like what's going on with Burisma and Hunter Biden. Yeah. And I have people messaging me like, "Yo, dude, this guy on YouTube said you suck," and I'm like, "This could matter. This could matter less to me." And I'm actually pissed off now that you're breaking my concentration.
Right.
And,
like,
and I'll tell you, like Tim, we get that all day, every day, and it's like, to me, it's like, we're not going to respond to it. It is what it is. We don't make content to like cause drama or whatever, even though everyone seems to use our name for drama.
All right, let's call out some more cap. Number one, your entire show revolves around drama. Arguing with chicks, kicking them out, it's all drama. And I guess if you call that quality content, whatever. I guess some people thought Jerry Springer was quality content.
And we're just focused on making good content, helping guys make money, get in shape, and be more attractive to women and self-improve, keeping guys from hurting themselves. Self-deletion. I don't want to say that word on YouTube, but you guys know what I'm saying. Right. It's like we get DMs every single day where guys saying, "Hey, you kept me from doing such and such to myself," and it's like, whatever, man. If people want to make drama and use our name in the process, it is.
Now, as far as helping guys make money and all that, that's real iffy, bro. You don't really come off like you're really giving guys some solid, actionable advice on how to make money and all that. So whatever. And then this new lie that he likes to tell: we're preventing men from self-deleting. Bro, stop it. That's something that you heard other content creators say that probably genuinely get those type of emails and letters. There's nobody calling, texting, DMing, emailing Fresh and Fit talking about you saved my life. Let's just be honest here. First of all, you guys don't even give that type of uplifting content to begin with. You don't even give that type psychological, you know what I'm saying, upliftment for men. You don't give men that type of confidence and, resilience whatsoever. So let's knock it off. All you do is just repeat the same talking points and just harp on the fact that women are bad and women are the enemy and so on and so forth, which is interesting because you think, act, and behave a hell of a lot like a female, but
at this point, I look at it as free promotion.
Yeah.
And we just had a 500K party, for hitting 500K subs on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, everyone came out, had a great time. Celebrities showed up as well. It's like, yo, like, we're doing big things for our community and for our people. So, like, that's all that really matters, honestly.
Yeah, and we don't have to drag other people's name through the mud to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not, as much as people make insults on us, it's like, we don't have to talk
because
smack
being like, let's have inter-podcast drama. You know what? I'll tell you this. You'll get a decent amount of subs. You'll get a decent amount of views. and no one will ever take you seriously, and that'll
Bam.
be the extent to which you'll get traffic.
Bam.
You're in a box. If you don't talk about that person, you're not getting views.
Yeah, and that's kind of where a lot of our detractors are. Is like they only get views when they talk about us. I mean, hell, one of our detractors, I kind of was laughing at it. He was live. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was live on air, less than 1,000 views. But when he talks about us, he has 10,000 live viewers. So it's like it just goes to show that there's an entire market on talking smack about us, and it is what it is. We're just gonna continue being.
I'll tell you
positive.
what, it's a drug, right? Here's what happens. Someone will start a YouTube channel, and they'll be like, "Hey, when I smack talk Fresh and Fit, I get 10,000 views. When I talk about men's issues and stuff, I only get 1,000 views. I should smack talk them more."
Right.
What ends up happening though is you're getting addicted to making content that is not valuable to people other than haters.
Bam.
Exactly, which is why the subs for Fresh and Fit, a lot of them need saving. The question is, are they even worth saving? Because those are the resentful dudes. Those are the hateful dudes that just want to see women get screamed at, yelled at, and thrown out. And that's exactly who Myron is catering to. So it's funny how he's agreeing with what Tim Pool is saying, but everything that Tim Pool is saying, it applies to Myron. These guys are addicted to the clout. They are addicted to the easy views, and that's the route that they go. And you know what? I'm sure these supporters of Fresh and Fit, they're going to continue to call me a clout chaser and say I'm hating and all. Okay, well, let's try that on for size. Let's imagine this. Myron and Fresh doing late night shows without the females. This is something that's not going to happen. So they act as if my concept was, wasn't a big contribution to them and they would have did it without me. Did it without me how? When you can't even do it without the girls. If that's what I brought to the equation and you cannot make a freaking late night show, no matter how big the guest is, they're not doing that show without the women. Yet you're constantly telling the women, we don't need you. We'd be all right without you. Prove it. You keep on talking about, well, if I made Fresh and Fit, then go make another one. Bro, y'all didn't make that studio overnight. Okay, that version of Rome was not built overnight. So if you think that I'm not doing what I need to do to put my little ish together, yeah, I'm doing that. So next time you guys want to compare me to Fresh and Fit, pay attention to when Myron started his channel. It's like 2 years ago, or over a year and a half ago, and then compare that to when I started my channel. Okay, don't compare a rookie player to a player that's been playing for 2 years. That would just be asinine. Compare us month to month, year to year. Okay, if you want to play that game. And if that's the case, like I said, when have you ever seen them do a late night show without these girls? And when have they had the same views that they have with the women and thrown the women out without the women? Never.
That's why we talk about him.
Yeah.
And you invite people on your show that you disagree with.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
A
important.
lot of people don't do that.
Discourse.
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? That discourse, I think, is very important.
All right, let's read a bunch more super chats.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Well, okay, I'll read two. One of them
Again,
said,
agreeing with Tim as if he shares the same integrity. Bro, you're not bringing people you disagree with on your show to debate either. You're not debating them at all. You're claiming not to mention their name because you don't want to give them clout because that's what they want. No, you're not responding because you can't win an argument when all you're bringing is lies and these people are exposing you because they already got the facts. So that's why you're not debating anybody. And we're going to see a little bit later on in this what happens when you actually try to debate somebody that's like, mature, knowledgeable, confident, a man. But what you like to do is bully up on women and debate them on topics that they're not even prepared to talk about. They're not informed on. They don't have the information. They don't have the facts. They don't even know what the subject of the topic is. They're just like, all right, I'll come on your show and get some followers to my Instagram. And then you ambush them and debate them. And then you claim to win. But you're not debating men. Knock it
Laura
off.
says, hey, have any of you read the Unwind series? It takes place after a civil war fought over pro-life, pro-choice issues. It also deals with the deep state manipulative propaganda, corrupt policing, and the military-industrial complex. Sent first book to lids. You ever hear that one?
Nah, I actually want to read it now, though.
Yep, right answer, Fresh. You didn't read it. You're not familiar with the material. Shut up and try to look pretty. Unlike your boy Myron, who brings arrogance and ego to every party, and that shit just ain't working out for him. Check it out.
Yeah. So I was saying this before. There's an article by Charles M. Blow in the New York Times, and I also said this before he even wrote it, because I think it's a common idea a lot of people are bringing up, that abortion may be the catalyst for a civil war. So in June of next year, many people believe the Supreme Court's going to overturn Roe v. Wade, which will instantly trigger 12 states enacting abortion bans. They're called like trigger laws, something like that. And then I think it's fair to say that you'll have Republicans, if they win the House, immediately move for a federal abortion ban across the board. Wow. And then if they have the Senate, Joe Biden will veto it, but then you'll get Donald Trump running in 2024, probably with an indictment under his belt, who's going to say, the first thing I will do is sign the federal abortion ban. Then the West Coast states are like, we're seceding. And then you get red state. You get the Trump administration saying we're going to send in the National Guard to stop the rebellion in these states, and then
I'm not saying I just don't ever see abortion becoming, illegal in the United States. I just don't see it.
So I'll put it this way:
feminists will fight tooth and nail, man, to
no, they
keep
won't.
that.
They absolutely will not.
To keep abortion around.
Yeah, they won't.
You don't think so?
I know for a fact they won't.
I think
there are some that maybe, but for the most part, abortion is not an issue that they're willing to fight for. They're willing to politically espouse values for. They're willing to tweet about it, but they're not going to go sneak into, like, they tweet about. There was someone tweeting about this. She was like, when they start banning abortions, we're going to sneak in and start setting up, secret abortion clinics.
Yeah. So the rest of the conversation pretty much goes on like this, man. Myron trying to pretend like he knows what the hell he's talking about and catching L's left and right, man. But so pretty much the rest of the conversation is going to go like this. Myron trying to act as if he knows what the hell he's talking about, but he's going to find out real fast you're not sitting at the Fresh and Fit podcast in Miami. You're on Tim Pool's show, and these guys are actually like having intellectual conversations where you have to bring some genuine thought, some original ideas, and some actual understanding of what's coming out your mouth. You're not going to be able to recite Rollo Tomasi and Rich Cooper and Donovan Sharp, so you're not going to be able to parrot your way through this one. Apparently, you bit off more than you can chew, homeboy, and like you told me once, you're not ready.
Like, look, I'm sorry, man. It may happen once or twice, but what I mean is there is not going to be a large group of people who are like putting on suits and arming themselves to go in and perform abortion. It's not going to happen. But I'll tell you this.
No, of course. But
hold on.
Go ahead.
Do you think right-wing individuals and pro-lifers would go in to shut down abortion clinics if it's made illegal?
They would.
Absolutely.
They would fight for it.
Yeah.
But I will say this, though. I don't think we'll get to that point because we live in a world now, and I guess we can agree to disagree here. We live in a world where, in my opinion, I think the female way of thinking seems to be the correct way to think. And the female way of thinking on the predominantly is, hey, pro-choice. I'm pro-choice. Most women adopt a pro-choice mantra, which is fine. But I just don't ever see abortion being illegal in the United States because feminism is strong here. We live in.
Did you watch did you follow the Supreme Court arguments?
No, I did not see it. But
Yeah,
I just
so
don't see
basically
it
all the
happening.
conservatives justices put out arguments and questions to the what you call it? I can't remember the woman's name. The Solicitor General, saying like you've got no reason for Roe v. Wade to stand. NBC News, Slate, a bunch of leftists all were tweeting, that's it. June 2022, Roe v. Wade's overturned. 12 states already have laws in the books saying as soon as it's overturned, they'll trigger and abortion will be instantly illegal.
Damn.
So look, you had
I still don't think it's gonna
Clarence
happen,
Thomas.
we could agree to disagree on it, but I just don't see it happening, man.
People think, hey, it can't happen here, and then 800 people storm into the Capitol, right?
Were the 12 states like
It's like
red?
Mississippi.
Red?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So take a look at Clarence Thomas during the oral arguments. He was like, where in the Constitution is abortion a right? And the Solicitor General was like, it's a 14th Amendment issue, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Brett Kavanaugh was like, for what reason is this a matter of the Supreme Court and not a matter for Congress? And he's right 100%. The issue of abortion is not a court issue, a constitutional issue. It's a legislative issue. And it's only because of this precedent that it exists. Like a ruling happened and all of a sudden now they're like, well, that's the way it is. When whether or not abortion should or shouldn't be illegal should not be a precedent for the Supreme Court. It should be a law, a passed through legislation. It should be a statutory law.
This is what I think is going to happen.
It's not codified.
I think the feds are not going to get involved, and they're just going to say, states, you deal with it, and just let the states do it.
That's literally what overturning Roe v. Wade means.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying is that I don't think it's going to get overturned.
So right now, Roe v. Wade is saying states, you have no right to talk about this. If Roe v. Wade is overturned, they're saying states, you deal with it. We won't. You see what I'm saying? So you just agree with me. You didn't realize it.
No,
They're fair. It could be said that the conservatives on the Supreme Court are spineless and won't do anything. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe they'll just be like, well, we're scared of overturning longstanding precedent. So
yeah, I just don't see people like fighting with that, man. It's something that is such a sensitive topic, especially to women in general. Having that pro-choice, that ability to maybe be able to make that decision. I just don't foresee it happening.
We got a 6-3 Supreme Court.
I believe so.
Technically 5-4 because nobody trusts Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. But I just personally, I don't foresee it happening. There's no way.
So I advise you guys go ahead and check out that entire interview, But I'm about to get up out of here. I've had enough of all the, you're entitled to your opinion and, I'll respectfully disagree and whatever. Nah, bro, you're just wrong. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. And as far as all those doubts, I don't doubt civil war is coming to this country eventually. But what I do doubt is that anybody is ever going to take this fool of Myron Gaines seriously ever again. And they damn sure aren't going to respect him after this copyright claim crap. So anyway, man, stay up, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.